And I want to get into the Montreal issue too, because I'm a gun owner. I like hunting. When I get a chance to go out, this week, a friend of mine, I met her at one of my cardiovascular classes. You know, what they do here in Alberta. When you have a heart attack, you go to these classes. And we were talking about certain protein recipes, what have you. And she said that her husband was an avid hunter and he had tons of moose meat. And I thought, well, I'd like to trade something for that moose meat. This guy went out of nowhere and he just gave me a moose roast. So I sliced up a couple of steaks I had one night, and then I chopped the rest of it up to make a nice moose stew. So I got about 4 or 5 servings of moose stew sitting in my freezer. So I'm looking forward to having some of that later on in the months ahead. But still, you know what I mean? It's good. And with this issue with the Montreal shooter, I'm trying not to self-censor here, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm also getting to a point, too, where I'm getting sick and tired of dressing shit up for the sake of a handful of people that might be offended. I don't care if you're offended. Now, I'm going to queue up an article here from the National Post here. There's a lot of other speculations. The mainstream media doesn't do it right when it comes to anything with gun violence in this country. They just don't know how to do it because they're all stuck in this freaking narrative where guns are bad and we're all terrible people if we own any. Right? They don't really care. But I'm going to read a bit of this here. And like I said, I'll leave my links in the description for you too. Right? So you can read it at your leisure whenever you want to, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to tell you how to suck eggs. That's not my job. I'm assuming here you're all able-bodied individuals that can think for yourselves. Anyhow, this is from the 23rd of June. New photo of Seth Hatfield, 25-year-old Montreal shooting suspect, shared online. The suspect said to be from Lethbridge, Alberta, allegedly left behind a 104-page manifesto. I'll read a bit of this here, too. More details are emerging about the 25-year-old suspect in a Montreal shooting that killed a civilian and left one police officer dead and another wounded. The Quebec coroner identified the alleged shooter as Seth Scott Hatfield of Lethbridge, Alberta, on Tuesday, the Canadian Press and other news sources report.